Good afternoon and welcome back to Interior Designer Plays. And welcome in the new world for me, of Tartosa. How I have to pronounce this is a bit of a mystery for me, but good, this is starting out well. How have you been? I hope you're all doing well. And I think I'm doing well as well. I wanted to thank you for your lovely support on my videos that I've been getting over the past weeks. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, so thank you very much. And welcome here to Bellevue. This house has 5 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms, a full-blown wellness center, an indoor pool, plus a lush garden in which your Sims can stroll in the afternoon after a lovely glass of nectar on one of the terraces around the house and enjoy life, basically. So this build is in the new world of, well, as we've established, pronunciation issues for me, Tartosa, on this lot that is overlooking what I would call the old town of this world. And I found that this house should therefore be prestigious and majestic, overlooking this old town. So, as you will see, as I said, classic, majestic exterior, but the interior is actually quite modern. There's plaster everywhere, there's bright colors, not as my usual builds with paneling and classic interiors. So I would think that this would have been destroyed. This house would have been in a fire and was then bought up and then redone, revamped completely, and only the shell was standing. And this family basically made this into their family house and made it theirs. And really the ones for custom content that made it theirs are Felixandre and Harries. Their shop the look, for me, new custom content that was released I think a few weeks back now is amazing, and it just works so well in this build, and it works actually so well in this world. It is so enjoyable. So if you want to download this house, which is on the gallery by now, see that you have their CC, see that you really have the shop to look, because this is, it's everywhere, you will see it. So let's talk a bit more about the style and materials. So the style is, I wouldn't say, but it's actually a German house, a image I found on Pinterest about a villa in Germany, but never built, of course. So the plans basically a render avant la lettre, as I would call it, and really the garden in the back, towards the back, where we're working on here with this shadowy gallery basically, is completely based on this render, and I live. It's amazing. It looks nice. It looks very lush, very rich, and I think it just fits all very well together. So, as you will see, as you have already seen, lush garden. Materials used are basically marble, plaster, and then rustica on the lower floors to give it this very majestic feeling. And then, as you see now, red terracotta tiles all over the place. So basically all the rooms that are connected to the outside have terracotta. Why? I felt like terracotta, and I think this world really the lighting and the colors that it has just works with this terracotta vibe. And then the interior, basically the rooms that are not fully connected to the outside on the first floor and the second floor, all have hardwood flooring except the bathrooms. That gives it this very rich, warm feeling, as you can see here already, as we are starting on the kitchen. And works very well with this interior. So it's a very warm, woody interior throughout the whole house with warm and intense colors. I mean, this you will see it later on in the living room. We use this very warm orange. In the TV room we use this very pastel green. It just works. It feels homey, it feels warm. So I think that is the vibe that I was going for, and I achieved it. We have this kitchen on the first floor. I would say that the first floor is basically where the family lives, where their kitchen is, where they have a TV room, where they have a more formal salon, their dining room, their breakfast room, as you can see here. And then on the lower floors we have basically two guest bedrooms that could actually be accessible only from the outside. So you lock all the doors towards the inside, and then you can have some roommates living there, or whatever you please. And then basically on the second floor there are two, what I would call them, child/adolescent bedrooms, and then one master bedroom. Of course, one master bedroom, because you can only have one master. Well, fine. Here we are in the main dining area, so the formal dining area, and where you can really see that I brought this terracotta from the terrace to the inside, because as I looked around in the world, it seemed like a very tropical world. And I think it works very, very well with the warm, woody tones that I have chosen for the interior, within these classic paintings. This time not all throughout the house, which is, well, as you know, I love me some classic painting in my Sims builds. And then, well, basically what we're doing here, I wanted to show you that even I change designs quite often and change ideas of how I want something to work or something to look quite often. So I made this, and so in 30 seconds you will basically see, here we go, that I went for bright orange and really the look from Harries. And then I've rediscovered, or maybe discovered, these light switches, which add a bit of realism in the build and give a bit of a, I don't know, I mean, they're incredibly dated, but I know exactly how they look. They would also be in my grandmother's house, so I enjoy placing them, and I enjoy thinking of where should they go to be logically usable for the whole house. So yeah, that is basically some of the other things that I started doing now. But not in all the rooms, but in some of the rooms I use these light switches from the Berlin collection of Felixandre. And we spent, as you can see, an incredible long time, I don't know why, on this entrance hall. I think it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do with it, and then how this should be used. I think it's a bit too ornate at the moment, but then I didn't want to leave it empty, because that also felt a bit weird to me. And then here we are in, well, Felixandre's shop, The Look CC custom content, with these modular couches. And I would say this is a TV room, but it's so much more actually than a TV room, because this couch is moving in all sorts of directions. And yes, I put the curtains around it to basically keep out the light for when you're watching TV, and I played with these lovely lights that are turning a bit into art pieces. But so you can see this flow of this couch and all these little nooks where you can sit and read and just be with the family or watch TV or have a conversation. I think it lends itself very well to the lush like vibe of the place. And I mean, in the ground plan of the original house, this was basically sort of a ballroom, and I decided to keep that because also this, you can still feel the vibe of the ballroom, but just with a modern interpretation. You can still host a party there. And so I thought, it's goal achieved. Goal achieved. And so then slowly we will start moving, I believe, up. Up is, I spared you the struggle I had with this pink bedroom. But so here you can see what I mean with this, the interior burned down basically. So we have these shutters to the outside, to the terrace on the outside, and then here basically these black big windows which you can fully open, with then this sort of more family salon, more where the family on colder evenings would gather, or on summer nights would gather and sit with the windows open, overlooking the old town, with these very wide couches. They seem very deep to me, but fine. I don't know, I felt this was more the family environment with a computer, piano, where the family would hang out, would just be, basically. And then I also, in the beginning, I thought I have a big study in this room, but then I already had the computer there, and I thought, well, a study again is maybe a bit too much. So then I had another more informal dining area there, which I wouldn't think they would use, but just have it to have it. And then here we are in the child's bedroom, which is fully made with tiny travelers, which I think for this very small room is cute and nice. It's far out the smallest room in the house, which is a bit sad, that one of the children should sleep in this room, but fine. It's close to the family, and it's on the top floor, and it actually has quite some nice views from the windows. So up to you what you do with it. I mean, would you change it into an office maybe? I was thinking about that, but then I had this ensuite bathroom, and I really did not know what to do with it. So you see, it's a very simple bathroom. I didn't want to go too much into detail because I wasn't really sure that I was going to keep it. And then here we go in, obviously, the adolescent's bedroom, and I think it's very artistic. Let me call it that. So it's very simple, a lot of designer items without much content. But content is not the right word, but without much use. Which, I mean, now that I'm saying it, is basically me digging away at my own profession, but sometimes you have rooms that just have random pieces of furniture standing in them, and that makes it so much more interesting and so much more of a room. Yeah, so basically this has been a project which has taken me quite some time. Not so much because it was difficult to make, but because I wanted to do it well, and I wanted to try something else than what I've done before. So always, you know, the posh 18th, 19th century houses in eclectic style. I mean, the house is still eclectic and 18th, 19th century, but the interior is different, and I wanted to do this well. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the enjoyed this lush and luxurious wellness area that I've installed here. So, but coming back to my previous thought, I would like your feedback on what you would like to see next. Do you like these more modern interpretations? Or would you like me to do more, again, these classic builds? So I leave it up to you. I mean, well, I'll do something anyways, but if you have a preference or if you want to see something, feel free to leave me a comment. Or by now I should have my Instagram by the time this video goes online. It's on the schedule, so maybe then send it on Instagram. Fine, I'll I mean, it should be there. I'm basically, now that I said it, it has to be there, otherwise how scandalous would that be? So yeah, well done me. So leave it in the comments or write to me on Instagram. So we are back to the build for a moment, in this indoor pool area that is a bit of a steam bath room, but I thought just it finished off the wellness area with this dim lighting and this pool and these lounge beds. And I mean, I was a bit struggling with what to do with so much space on the ground floor, because I basically felt that I had put all the rooms that I wanted on the 2 upper floors, and then I thought, should I remove the lower floor? But then the perspective and the composition of the house wouldn't work, so then I thought, okay, fine, what can I put on the lower floor? And I already had this idea of, okay, I need to have some guest rooms which need to be accessible from completely the outside. But then basically this wellness room came together very, very well. And I never really used the wellness pack. I don't know why. Just doesn't really lend itself very well to what I build, which is funny because I normally build extremely lush properties, but fine. So here we have like sort of an outdoor-indoor patio area with a barbecue for when it rains or when it's too hot. Then you basically sit there and have like lunch or dinner with your friends or family in this maybe a bit sad bunker area-ish thingy. Yeah, I don't know. But then if it's not too hot, you can move to the pool and sit there. And gosh, time flew. Here we are at the screenshots. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. And I will, well, leave a like or a comment if you liked it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!